Good day everyone, I am Jazal Tivilyasan and today I will discuss about the Code of Ethics for professional teachers, specifically the Article 10 to Article 13. Let's start with Article 10, the Teacher and Business. Article 10, Section 1. A teacher has a right to engage directly or indirectly in legitimate income generation, provided that it does not relate to or adversely affect his work. So in this section, it emphasizes that a teacher is allowed to have a business or earn extra income as long as it does not affect their job or duties as a teacher. Example, a teacher sells baked goods online during weekends. This is allowed because it does not disturb her class schedule or lesson preparation. But if she sells products during class time, making her late or distracted, it becomes not allowed. So next is the Article 10, Section 2. A teacher shall maintain a good reputation with respect to financial matters such as in the settlement of his just debts, loans, and other financial affairs. So, Section 2, it emphasizes that a teacher should have a good reputation in all matters involving money. Example, a teacher always pays debts on time and does not borrow money from students or parents. This shows good financial behavior which builds trust. Next is the Article 10, Section 3. No teacher shall act directly or indirectly as agent of or be financially interested in any commercial venture which furnish textbooks and other school commodities in the purchase and disposal of which he can exercise official influence, except only when his assignment is inherently related to such purchase and disposal, provided that such shall be in accordance with existing regulations. Section 3, it emphasizes that a teacher should not take part in business involving school supplies or textbooks where they can influence students to buy from them, to avoid corruption or unfair advantage. Example, a teacher owns a store that sells notebooks and tries to force students to buy only from that store. This is not allowed because the teacher used their position for personal profit. However, if the teacher buys supplies for personal use and not related to school purchasing decisions, this is allowed. The next article is Article 11, the teacher as a person. Article 11, Section 1. A teacher shall live with dignity in all places at all times. This section it emphasizes that a teacher must live with dignity and respect everywhere, inside and outside school. Example, a teacher behaves politely in public places, avoids drunken fights, and acts appropriately. Students and parents see the teacher as a good role model. Next is Article 11, Section 2. A teacher shall place premium upon self-respect and self-discipline as the principle of personal behavior in all relationships with others and in all situations. So, Section 2, it emphasizes that a teacher should practice self-respect and self-discipline in all relationships and situations. Example, a teacher gets angry at a student but controls their emotions, speaking calmly instead of shouting. This shows self-discipline and professionalism. Next is Article 11, Section 3. A teacher shall maintain at all times a dignified personality which could serve as model worthy of emulation by learners, peers, and others. This section emphasizes that a teacher should maintain a pleasant and respectable personality that students can look up to. Example, a teacher greets students with a smile, dresses neatly, and acts responsibly. Students admire and try to imitate this behavior. Next section is Article 11, Section 4. A teacher shall always recognize the Almighty God or being as guide of his own destiny and of the destinies of man and nations. This section it emphasizes that a teacher should recognize the guidance of God or a higher being in their life and accept human destiny. Example, a teacher begins the day with a short prayer or practices gratitude. They also accept challenges with faith and optimism. The next article is Article 12, Disciplinary Action. Article 12, Section 1. Any violation of any provision of this code shall be sufficient ground for the imposition against the erring teacher of disciplinary action consisting of revocation of the certificate of registration and license as professional teacher, suspension from the practice of the teaching profession, reprimand or cancellation of his temporary or special permit under causes specified in Section 23, Article 3, or Republic Act No. 7836, and under Rule 31, Article 8 of the Rules and Regulations implementing Republic Act No. 7836. This section, it emphasizes that if a teacher violates any rule in the Code of Ethics, they can be punished. Possible consequences are: first, verbal or written warning means that the teacher is reminded not to repeat the mistake. This is given for minor violations. Example: a teacher was late several times in a month because of oversleeping. The principal gives a warning letter and reminds the teacher to improve punctuality. The second consequence is the reprimand, a formal scolding written in the teacher's record, more serious than a warning. Example: a teacher shouted at a student out of frustration. The teacher receives a reprimand, which becomes part of their permanent record. The third consequence is the suspension of license. The teacher's license is temporarily taken away. They cannot teach for a certain number of months or years. Example: a teacher posts confidential student information on social media. PRC suspends the teacher's license for 6 months because of unprofessional behavior. The fourth consequence is the cancellation of temporary or special permit. If a teacher has only a temporary permit, not yet a full license, it can be cancelled. Example: a graduating education student with a special teaching permit is caught cheating during exams. Their temporary permit is cancelled immediately. The fifth consequence is the revocation of license. This is the most serious consequence. The teacher loses their teaching license permanently and cannot teach anymore unless PRC approves an appeal. Example: a teacher sexually harasses a student or steals school funds. PRC revokes the teacher professional license because the act is extremely serious. The sixth consequence is the disqualification from teaching. The teacher is banned from the teaching profession, usually after revocation. Example: a teacher is proven to have continuously falsified grades for money. They are permanently disqualified from teaching in any school. The seventh consequence is the criminal charges. Aside from professional penalties, some actions may be crimes under Philippine law. Example: a teacher physically abuses a student. The parent files a criminal case, and the teacher may face jail time aside from losing their license. The last article is Article 13, Effectivity. Article 13, Section 1. This code shall be approved by the Professional Regulation Commission and shall take effect 60 days following its publication in the official gazette or any newspaper of general circulation, whichever is earlier. This section, it emphasized that the Code of Ethics becomes official 60 days after it is published in the official gazette or a major newspaper. Example: if the code was published on January 1, it becomes effective on March 1. This gives everyone time to become familiar with the rules. And that's all. Thank you.